in Doom. It's a new campaign that we're starting up that I am super excited about. I'm Lauren, aka Obo Crazy. You might know me from One Grung Above, which was yesterday. I also am the DM of Dungeon Drunks, and I am here with a fabulous cast of wonderful people who some have played D&D before and some have not. So let's take a moment and find out who's done what. Mika, why don't you go first? Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your history with D&D?
Hi, I'm Mika Burton. You would know me from Rooster Teeth and cosplay stuff if you follow stuff like that. I've never played D&D before.
Yay!
I know this is my first time. I only have a lot of people in campaigns like the Waffle Crew and such. So it's really exciting to finally be a part of a campaign myself. And the only experience with anything like this is my theater degree, which is improv.
Theater is an excellent place to start. Most of us have done some kind of improv, so...
Exactly.
Well, I hope that this first campaign that you have a lot of fun.
I'm super excited.
Me too. Dante, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yo, what's up? I'm Dante Bosco. I'm the one-time leader of the Lost Boys. Rufio, people know me as, and other people know me as the Prince of the Fire Nation. So I'm an actor, but also, I love gaming. A lot of, on Twitch, I play a lot of League of Legends, but been playing tabletop stuff or, role-playing stuff recently. I've done 2 campaigns recently of Dungeons & Dragons, which I wasn't the greatest at. We did pretty good. And then I played when I was younger years ago, where we would be punk kids bullying our dungeon master. But now in new time, space and time, it's like getting back into it and figuring out, how it's going. I'm super excited to do a new campaign.
Yeah, now has been an excellent time for a lot of people to get back into D&D. Kraken, how about you?
Hi, everybody. I'm Kraken. I've been doing YouTube for like 9 years and Twitch for like 5 years. Also kind of a aspiring game developer. I've been a big fan of roleplay for years. I do a lot on my stream on Twitch. But I've been playing D&D for about 2 years now, mostly DMing, actually, my own adventures. Whenever I can play as a player, I'm pretty excited to do that. I love voices and just, I don't know. I play games weird, so it'll probably get pretty weird, but I'm looking forward to it.
Bring on the weird. I love it. I love all the weird. And finally, Jack, tell us a bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Jack. I work at Rooster Teeth. I helped start Achievement Hunter about, almost 9 years ago now. And I've been in the video game industry for about 15 or so. This is my second Dungeons & Dragons campaign I've ever been on. I've got one currently going on with some friends, and this is my first kind of official one, official, obviously through D&D, through WhatsApp. But yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really pumped to see how this group's going to come together, and I'm pumped about my character too. Still working on her a little bit, but I'm happy with her.
That's all right. Characters are always a work in progress. So speaking of introducing your characters, shall we begin?
Let's do it.
Nice.
Go.
The town of Boken is tiny. It's minuscule. It's a hamlet of nothing. And so it's a little weird on your 3rd night there when everything is broken by the screams and cries for help. It's been so boring here, you've probably slept the last 3 days, but suddenly, now you're awoken as people are screaming and frantically running and calling out to loved ones. Vance, where are you at 3 o'clock in the morning in the town of Boken?
Jeez, Vance is probably sleeping in the inn, trying to rest up before his early morning at the ranch.
So you are woken to the cries of people outside of the Rooster and Dragon where you are staying. Why don't you give us a brief description of Vance and what he does in that moment?
Okay. Vance is a human paladin. He is the most generic, quintessential looking, like, white male protagonist possible. He's got like the Clark Kent swoop. He's got like this unnatural tan that looks like he's been like in a tanning like salon. He's kind of got these like white rings under his eyes, and he just looks just a little off in that he's so kind of like put together. He probably wakes up in a hurry and looks out the window and goes, oh shit, there's something going down up there. I'm finally of use. My paladin skills. I need to go check it out. I'm going to go down these stairs and see what's out and about.
All right, as you gather your armor, your weapons, and rush down the stairs, Freya, where are you at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Freya is probably having a nice drink at the bar. The ale is not too bad, and 3 in the morning is a nice time to get a nightcap.
Perfect. So you're actually downstairs in the Rooster and Dragon, and
Yes.
One of the owners get around the shoulders of one of the patrons who's just knocked out drunk, snoring quietly on the bar as the screams happen from outside, and the two of you notice this. She looks at you and she says, what's going on now? What do you do? What do you look like?
Well, Freya is a beautiful high elf. She knows she's beautiful, as most elves are, with long silver hair, usually tied into a braid, and very pretty bright blue eyes. Screams are nothing new, and so she probably just sits there quietly and finishes her drink.
I should wake up my husband. We should find out what's going on. And she starts to rush out behind the bar to where her husband has probably been sleeping. Meanwhile, Solaris, where are you at 3 o'clock in the morning?
Solaris is actually just up a hill, kind of away from the inn, kind of overlooking the sort of little town of Boken. Solaris doesn't like being indoors too often. When she was younger, she was very much, she's a turtle, so she is basically a giant turtle type creature, humanoid looking turtle. And when she was younger, she was kind of the fair lass of her little village, and until she encountered someone who unfortunately kind of sort of abruptly took a lot of her spirit and strength from her. And so she's always wary about large groups of people. And she hears what's going on down there and kind of collects her things and starts working her way towards the village. She's very, very plain. I mean, she's a turtle. Like what look she did have are now kind of gone, and she's been trotting around for about the past decade looking for some solutions to her issues she's had, and has been kind of a loner. But yeah, she's always around people, but never really interacting directly with people for fear they might find her a little odd.
Well, she's headed into town right now to go interact with all the people yelling and screaming and asking for help. And Pony Boy, where are you this morning?
Well, I was at the Rooster and Dragon. I put the dragon in Rooster and Dragon. But I had a little bit too much to drink, like around 2. Got kicked out of Rooster and Dragon. I'm kind of like passed out a little bit outside of Rooster and Dragon. I'm just kind of sleeping it off a little bit. I hear some things. I'm a dragonborn, right? So I do my thing. I'm a dragonborn. I'm a charlatan. So I kind of, on the insides and outsides of the law. So I'm there. I was partying all night at the Rooster and Dragon. We were having a good time, but I think I drank a little bit too much and they asked me to leave. And I rolled out, but I didn't get that far. I'm just kind of nodding off down the street.
Perfect. So if you are already outside, I would love for you to roll a perception check as you come out of your little bit of drunken stupor and see these people screaming and yelling.
Which dice is that?
So you're going to roll your d20, and you're going to add whatever your perception bonus is.
All right. Oh, it's a 1. That's I am right now.
Good way to start off the campaign.
I love it.
Good old Pony Boy running that 1, but my perception is where is my perception at? It's
in your skills. It's going to be in alphabetical order. Just look for perception.
Yes. My perception is it's not. I have nothing in there. It's not marked off.
Ooh, all right. Well, with a natural 1, you hear the screams. It'd be impossible not to. There are 3 or 4 people who are yelling and rushing down basically the one street in town. You can't quite make out what they're saying. And
no, I can't.
Ooh, that ale just hit you the wrong way, and you just turn back around to the wall, and you put your dragonborn head right up against that cool stone, and
feels good.
Oh, you're just gonna enjoy looking at the wall for a little bit. Vance,
they'll be all right. They'll be all right.
Vance, you come downstairs and you see Freya and one of the people who own this inn and tavern, Marianne, standing there listening to these screams. These are both people who are at least visually familiar to you, as you've been in this town for about 3 days. And so
Right.
As the screaming outside starts to get a little louder, what do you guys do?
Can I perceive if people are like, oh, this is like business as usual, like there's always screaming going on outside the Rooster and Dragon, or is this like a weird scenario?
Well, you can tell immediately without rolling that this is a weird scenario, as
Okay.
Marianne is behind the counter, rushing back towards what you can only assume is kind of their room, where the owners have this. She's an
Gotcha.
older woman. She's kind of dressed very plainly. You have noticed that she's got a holy symbol of someone around her neck, although you haven't noticed who it is. And
Gotcha.
as she's rushing around, she goes, I don't know what's going on. I'll go get Kristoff and hopefully we can do something. And she looks panicked. The
Okay.
half elf or the high elf at the bar, however, how do you look?
Coming from a warpath, screams are nothing new to me, so I'm not really motivated to get up. There's nothing really in it for me. I'm still waiting to get paid from a past job, so I'm just gonna wait out these screams and see what happens.
Okay. Vance plants his feet at the middle of the stairs, so he has a good view of the whole room, and he goes, "Do not fear, Vance Shield is here. I am a holy paladin, and I will vanquish the threat. Point me in the direction."
I just kind of look up and silently stare at you and shake my head and continue to drink.
The
He
drunk
pauses
guy,
awkwardly.
the drunk guy at the bar goes,
I think Vance's shoulders kind of slump, and he like finishes walking down the stairs, not seeing people are as excited as he thought they would be.
well, there's excited people outside for sure. There is even more screaming going on outside. You very clearly, now through the front windows of the Rooster and Dragon, see a young woman, her hair streaming out behind her. She's in some sort of nightgown, and she is yelling bloody murder. It's just like, the zombies! The zombies! Ah! And then roll a perception check.
Okay. 10 plus, let me see. Yeah, just 10.
Just 10? Something goes flying by the window, like someone threw something at her, but she couldn't quite see what.
Oh, I hear there's zombies out there. You want to come take a look? As a paladin, I don't think I like those generally. Most people don't like them, at least. Most gods.
Sure. Why not? Nothing else to do around here. So I'll get up and I'll follow you out the door.
Let's take a look. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I kick down the door. I don't use the handle. I kick it.
Roll a strength check for me.
Okay.
Please fail this.
Or please succeed it.
13.
All right.
Ooh.
You managed to not hit it so hard that you actually break the door, but it does have that awkward moment because it swings inward and you've kicked it, inward goes ka-toon! And then Marianne
Bounces
comes
back at me.
Yeah, it does. It bounces a little bit, and you hear Marianne from inside going, "It's a pole! It's a pole!"
Sorry. Sorry. I pull it over valiantly and like stand aside.
As you guys do that, Solaris, you are coming down the hill. You are starting to enter town, the 5 or 6 buildings of town, and go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Perception. That is a 19 plus 4, 23.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
All right. You not only see all of the people scurrying about, running here, there, and everywhere, you see a gold dragonborn leaning heavily up against this building that you're coming past, the Rooster and Dragon, which you recognize as the inn. He seems to be a little ill. You just now see these 2 other very well-dressed people that you've noticed about town, a human and an elf, come walking out of the doors, seemingly prepared for battle. But what catches your attention is the shambling undead down the street that most of the people are running from because, that's what people do. They run from the undead. They're just... And I'd like you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity, so that's 20 plus 2. That is a 21.
Awesome. You nimbly duck out of the way as something goes flying past. As these zombies, while they're incredibly slow moving, one of them, you notice it had something in its hand and it threw something at you, and it goes splat against the wall right next to this where this dragonborn is cuddling the wall. And you notice it seems to be a cream pie.
What?
Yeah, Ponyboy, you got splatted just a little bit with cream pies. Just
I react and I'm like, what the? And I look at this dragonborn on the ground. Excuse me, sir. Do you need any help? Do you need any assistance?
I'm like, is that cream pie?
I'm not particularly sure what that is, but you seem to be. Are you hurt? Or have you been injured?
No, I feel I'm all right, but I heard a ruckus about, and I want to eat some of this cream pie. Can I eat some of the cream pie?
Absolutely. You can reach on over and...
So I reach over and I'm like...
It's delicious.
Cream pie.
You do manage to grab some of it that doesn't seem to have the leftover bits of the zombie that were on the bottom of it. Like you kind of notice that and grab some of the cleaner bits. It is delicious.
It's really good. I'm wondering where the hell these zombies got this cream pie.
And well, you can ask them yourself as they're coming closer. Vance and it would be impossible not to notice the zombies. I would love the two of you to make dexterity saving throws. So go ahead and roll your d20 and add your dexterity saving throw modifier.
16 for me.
Saving throw. Where would that be on the sheet?
It's usually towards the top.
Under proficiency bonus.
Yeah.
Like the second column, like the...
Are you...
Oh, there it is. Okay, then 20.
Awesome. The two of you, in unison, duck and come back up in the doorway as two cream pies go right past you, land with a splat, one of them on one of the tables inside of the Rooster and Dragon, the other against the far wall. And you have this moment as you watch these cream pies go by and look at each other, and you hear Marianne inside going, I just cleaned in here. Gosh darn it, what's going on out there? I thought there were zombies. Now there's people throwing things? And I'd love you all to roll initiative.
Okay. Delicious.
Delicious, delicious initiative.
Off the...
3.
Hey.
That's a D20, right?
Yep, that's a D20, and you're going to add your initiative bonus, which is probably just your dexterity modifier.
5.
16.
14 plus 2.
17.
All right, let's see. So...
16.
Zombies. All right, so Vance, what was your dexterity bonus or your initiative? 17. And Freya?
16.
16. And Solaris?
I threw a 3, then plus 2 initiative. So 5.
So 5. All right. And Ponyboy?
14 plus 2, so 16.
Okay, you and Freya are going to be going at the same time, but Vance, you win for reacting first. You get to go first. You see about 20 feet away from you 4 shambling, ugly mounds of bipedal flesh, mostly humanoid, all of them decrepit. Some of them look like they might have been dead for eons. All of them are carrying very fresh cream pies. What would you like to do?
I will look to the town of the onlookers that Vance believes are watching, and he will yell, "Stay back, gentle villagers! Vance will handle this delicious threat." And he runs towards them right in the middle, and is going to go hit him with his long sword.
Sure.
Try to chop off an arm, and hopefully get a little bit of that pie. If he can cut the arm off, we'll see.
Oh, so you're specifically going for the arm with the pie?
Yes, I want to disarm the armed zombie.
Okay.
So I rolled a 12 plus 5, so 17 to hit.
Yes, you smack this zombie right in the arm holding the pie. Go ahead and roll damage.
All right. That is a 5 damage attack.
Excellent. You don't quite lop off the arm, but it definitely almost drops the pie, and it kind of at you in with disgusting fetid breath, but it does manage to hold on to that pie. Is there anything else you would like to do?
I think that's all I can do, right? That's a movement and an attack.
That's a movement and attack unless you've got a bonus action or something else fun you'd like to ask to do.
I look back to everyone else and I say, hey, everyone, free pies, hoping that people will help.
All right, Freya and Ponyboy, you guys have... I'm going to say Freya because of her roguiness probably goes first. What would you like to do?
Well, seeing that apparently the pie is delicious, I sigh and decide, all right, I guess I'm in this fight. And I unsheath my daggers, and Vance guy he has the right idea and goes for his arm.
All right, so you go for the same one that Vance has been attacking. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Okay, which is a d20, correct?
Yep, d20 plus...
Okay. All right, 8 plus 1, so 9.
Fortunately, your apathy only gets in the way a little bit, and these zombies are not quick, nor are they armored in any way, so you do hit. Go ahead and roll damage. Because Vance is right next to this guy, you do get to roll sneak attack.
Oh, okay. So I rolled a 17, and which modifier do I use then?
So for the dagger, you're probably not rolling a d20 for your dagger.
Okay. Which one am I doing that for?
For the dagger, that's probably a d4, and then you do get...
Got it.
You get 2d6 because you've got somebody right next to them, so you get your sneak attack.
My goodness. Okay.
I know, right?
There's just so much.
It's all right. That's what character sheets and DMs are for.
Right? All right. I'm not quite sure how this one is.
Oh, you've got the
top
caltrop.
one.
Oh, top one?
Yeah.
Oh, so 3. Gotcha.
Awesome. And then go ahead and roll 2d6 for your sneak attack.
4 and 8.
All right. Yeah, you dig right into where Vance had already sliced into this arm, and you're able to finish that cut. And the zombie gives this really sad as its arm comes off and the pie falls to the ground. And as pies are wont to, well, you know what? Let's roll for it.
Face up or face down? This is important.
Face up, actually. Yes! It does land face up.
We've saved the pie.
The hand is still attached to the... It's pie time. The hand is still attached to the bottom, and it seems to be trying to let go and maybe do something else, but it's still kind of wiggling there. And the zombie itself is still standing there animated, but it does look super hurt. Did you want to do your second attack, or did you want to do something else?
Like mentally hurt or like physically?
Is his pride hurt, or is it just his arm?
Well, a little bit of both. I mean, he's got no arm and he's got no pie. So really, you're talking about psychic damage and physical damage at the same time.
Very true. Well, first, if the pie landed face up, I have to have a little bit of the taste of the pie. So bend down and take a little swipe of the whipped cream on top.
It is
delicious.
Absolutely divine.
Delicious.
Yeah, you're only able to find a little bit that doesn't have rotting flesh or mud on it, but that little bit that you find, exquisite and super fresh.
You know what? A perfect mid-battle snack. And you said I could take a second attack?
Yeah, you can, because you're wielding 2 daggers, are you not?
That is true. I think I want to try and chop off this guy's head. I feel like zombies, that's the only way to go here.
It's always a good idea. Go ahead and roll a second attack with your dagger.
All right. It's a 4.
Total of 4?
No. Gotcha. Total of 4, 5, 6, 7, 9?
9 still hits. Go ahead and roll damage. And this will just be the D4 because of you only get the sneak attack once around.
Gotcha. That would be a 3.
That's enough. This zombie, you come back up reinvigorated by the sweetness of this delicious cream pie, and you just lightly swipe as though air was there, and the head, it does that movie thing and where you lop off a body part and it like sits there for a second and then it poof, and then flies, and then the whole thing collapses, and one of the zombies is dead. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
I'm good.
Pony Boy, you've just watched one of these zombies fall apart in front of you.
Yes. How many zombies are there?
There are 3 zombies left. They're about 15 feet away from you. You've got a couple of teammates, town folk that are helping you out.
Can I spit some fire on them? 15
Absolutely.
feet is my range. I look at them and I'm like, what? You guys don't have any chocolate cream pie? And then I blow fire.
All right. What is so it's a cone for the fire, right?
It's cone. I'm trying to hit I'm gonna go to if I can hit 1 or 2 of them or 3. I don't know how many I can hit. I'm gonna go in that direction. I'm still a little drunk, but I'm gonna try to hit some of the townspeople, but I'm trying to hit the group of zombies.
All right. You can hit 2 of them cleanly. You can get all 3, but you would also hit one of these, either this elf or this human that's run up. What would you like to do?
I'm going for it all. I'm going. Pony Boy's reckless.
All right. We'll say, Freya, you took a second to scoop up some of this pie, and then you hear what can only be described as a flamethrower, although you're not sure if you know quite what that is. Now, I believe that is a dexterity saving throw for all of us. Dante?
Is it? What'd you say?
So for your fire breath, for being a
Yes.
dragonborn, what is it? We have to make dexterity saving throws, I believe?
Yeah, I guess so. I think so. I'm not sure. But you want me to throw my dexterity thing? Would you know? You probably know better than me. I'm not sure. Where does it say in this book? Should I know that?
It's going to say that under Dragonborn, under your racial traits. I believe it is a dexterity saving throw. So, Freya, I would like you to roll a d20 and add your dexterity saving throw, and I'll do that for the zombies.
Okay.
All right.
All right. 15 plus 3. 17.
All right.
Yes, it is a dexterity save. You are correct.
And what is the number that we have to match or beat in order to save?
It doesn't say next to it. Is it something I gotta roll?
No, that's just something automatically that happens. We have to meet a certain number or else we get flambéed.
It says 15-foot cone, breath weapon, felt 2, constitution proficiency. A creature takes 2d6 damage on a failed save.
All right.
On a successful one. The damage increases 3d to 6. So 2d6 damage on a failed save.
All right. Well, all 3 of the zombies failed. Freya, I'm pretty sure succeeded. You had a 17?
Yep.
All right. You see the fire coming towards you and nimbly dodge out of the way. The 3 zombies, they don't have nimbleness, so they are just going to get fried. Go ahead and roll 2d6 fire damage.
I'm rolling 2d6.
You are.
2d6. 4 and 6.
Nice.
Nice.
That's
Yes.
10 fire damage. All 3 of these zombies that are still standing, any hair that was on them, gone. The pies, they still managed to hold on to the pies. Now they've got this delicious crust. You know, you get like
amazing.
creme brulee.
I'm related.
Oh,
Sorry about that, Freya. Sorry about that.
it is super gorgeous. Is there anything else you would
Worth
like
it.
to do?
I think I'm cool for the moment.
You
I need to eat. Now I'm gonna go grab one of them freshly
Creme
cooked
brulees.
pies.
Yeah.
Well, you do have to grab one of them off of a zombie, but you never know. It is finally the zombie's turn. There are 3 of them left. One of them is going to go after Freya, and 2 of them are going to go after Vance. All 3 of them have pies, and so all 3 of them are going to throw pies at you. So,
I hope they hit.
all right, Freya, you got a pie coming at you.
All right.
That would be a natural 20.
Ooh, crit pie.
That's a crit pie. So the good thing about this is that the pie doesn't normally do damage, because usually when I roll a natural 20, you get to double your damage.
Right.
Here's what happens. 20 is an auto crit. You get a pie full on in the face. You are considered blind. So for your next round, you're going to have to spend it getting pie out of your face.
And I'm pissed it got in my hair. That's just rude.
Oh, it's in your hair, it's in your eyebrows, it's dribbling down into your really nice clothing. Like,
Oh, see,
it is,
now those zombies are gonna die. I'm extra pissed.
yeah, you're super, super upset. Vance, you got a pie coming towards you. That would be 21 versus AC, I believe.
Hell yes, it hits.
Yeah, you
Goodness
pie to the face.
gracious.
Yeah, pie all up in that beautiful grill of yours, in the hair, in the ears. Oh, you're gonna be blind next round. Yeah.
Hyper zombies.
The third zombie, seeing that you guys are blinded, is then going to go for Solaris. That'd be a 15 versus AC.
That does not hit.
Yeah, this very slow turtle, very deliberate, very quickly moves out of the way as the pie goes behind you, falls onto the ground. This one's face down. Sorry.
Aw, what a waste.
I know. What would you like to do?
Solaris looks down at the pie on the ground and says, "That is my favorite food of all time. How dare you?" And then just charges with 2 short swords out at the one that threw and missed her.
Sure.
And yeah, so she's gonna run and make an attack on the one that came. So this is going to be a +4 to hit. That is a 6. Ugh.
Sadly, you're so distraught over the loss of this pie, and you just whiff right past the zombie. Oh.
Curses.
Is there anything else you'd like to do? You're standing right there.
At that point, I'm just kind of like, am I kind of in between them all? Or is she in between them all?
Yeah, it's kind of a big clump of people. It's you, Freya, and Vance all up next to these 3 zombies, the 4th one on the ground, still twitching, but pretty much dead. And your dragonborn ally, kind of 10, 15 feet back, recovering from flambe.
All right.
What y'all got?
So I get pissed off. I get a run. I miss that one zombie. And I look at Freya and Vance and I say, "Are these your friends?"
You guys can answer.
She's blind, isn't she?
You guys are blind, but you can hear.
Yeah, we're
so,
both blind.
yeah,
Oh.
you're just.
Oh, was he talking to us?
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Are these your friends here?
Mysterious voice. Are you the divine? I cannot see you currently, but if you can hear me, we need to get rid of these zombies. They have too many pies and I can't see.
I have not been called divine in years. You are very friendly and I like you. I will help you.
Okay, divine. It's a promise.
And it is Vance's turn. Vance, you are currently blind. Basically have disadvantage on all of your attacks, and by the end of it, you can kind of get the pie of your face.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I would like to triangulate where I heard the divine voice and try to move in that direction, swinging. Not to hit the voice, but like.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to hit where I think the zombie last was, like the one closest to the divine. I want to protect the divine.
All right, the
after
divine
hearing that voice.
is right next to you. This voice.
Oh shoot! Okay.
She was right directly to your left, so you don't even have to move if you want to smack a zombie.
Tell me where, and I try to swing, like roughly where I think the zombie is.
All right. So you will be at disadvantage, which means you're going to roll 2d20 and take the lower of the result.
Okay, first one was like a 23, and second one is a 20.
Well, both of those would have hit, so go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. That's 8 damage.
Nice. Yeah, you feel your sword connect solidly with what you can only assume is a zombie as you hear it.
Yeah. Prithee, did I hit the divine? Answer quick. I think not. I think it's okay.
Anything else?
Nope. I'm gonna wipe the stuff out of my eyes if I can, but that's about it.
Yep. So you'll spend the rest of your turn getting it out of your eyes. You'll be fine next round. Freya, you are also blinded and covered in pie.
Well, hearing the commotion going on next to me, I think I'm going to attempt as well to try and swing at one of these remaining zombies.
Sure thing. Same thing. You're going to be at disadvantage, so roll
right.
that d20 twice and give me the lower number.
All right, 17 and 14.
Pie doesn't matter. Blindness doesn't matter. You still dagger right into this thing. Go ahead and roll damage. And once again, you got companions next to you, so you do get sneak attack.
Right. Okay. So for the first one, it's 5. And then sneak attack, you said, is 2d6?
Yep.
Be 3 and 3.
3 and 3. It's just 6. Yeah. All right. This thing is barely still standing as you kind of get the pie out of your face, and you hear this horrible squelching sound as you stick your dagger into it, but it is still standing.
Disgusting.
It's always disgusting with zombies. Did you want to do anything else for a second attack? You can do a bonus action to do all sorts of roguey things.
Well, I have a second attack, so might as well go for that squelching noise.
Sure. You're
All right.
still at disadvantage, but you can still go for it.
All right, so rolling 2. I got 17 and 19.
Oh, yeah. You still absolutely hit.
And then attack would be 5.
Yeah. You, once again, take this thing down with just a couple of swipes of your daggers. Even blinded as you are, your second swipe comes around and you hear this thing hit the ground.
And that's for the pie in my hair.
Yeah. So as you work on cleaning yourself up, Pony Boy, it's your turn.
I mean, I look around, I was like, not bad for an elf and a human. Y'all do all right. What else is going on around? Is there more zombies coming?
There are still 2 more zombies right next to your companions.
I guess I'll take my rapier out and go for the nearest one to me.
Sure.
I'm gonna try to cut his head off.
Sure thing.
Do I roll 20?
Yep, you roll a d20 and you add whatever your bonus is for the rapier.
My rapier bonus is +4. Okay, it's 8 + 4.
Fortunately, that hits. Once again, these zombies, not fast, not covered in armor.
Nice. And I roll a d8? What I roll?
I believe the rapier's a d8, and then you usually get to add your...
+2.
+2.
Oh, 6 + 2.
So 8. Nice.
8.
You take this other zombie out. Yeah, and it's a little bit of a finesse swipe.
Oh, yes. I'm showing off a little bit for the elf, for the paladin. I mean, I just burnt up some zombies with my fire. Now I'm coming back and I'm going to do a little... I'll show you how to cook, and now I'm showing you how to cut.
That's a shiny dragon. Look at him.
That's how this dragonborn does his thing.
There's nothing quite like cooking zombies and killing them to sober you up. And it's going to try to go and claw at you, Pony Boy, because at you, yeah, you're right there. That's a natural 1, however, and so it comes out with this claw and it just kind of goes.
See, I turn around, I wink at the elf, and then do I do anything or am I just chilling?
Well, it's kind of up to you, but it's not.
Can I just kick him? Can I just kick him one time?
Well, when we get back to your turn, you can, but you do manage to give it.
I just do a wink to show you how smooth I am in the moment.
There you go. The zombie knows in its heart of decrepit hearts that you owned it. And we're back around to Solaris. What would you like to do? There's 1 zombie left in front of you.
So she reacts to Vance kind of protecting her with, that was the kindest thing anyone has done for me in years. You are my friend now. I will protect you. And then turns and just lunges at the zombie with her sword.
All right.
And then we've got a 13 + 4, so 17.
Absolutely.
And then we're going to throw us a 1d6 + 2. That is 6 to hit, or 6 total.
Awesome. So since this is the last of the creatures that you will be fighting before we end this little bit of being an initiative, what I usually like to ask is for you to describe in gory detail the death of this creature.
So without mercy, after talking to Vance, she turns and just charges at the zombie with her sword, in both hands, right in the hilt, like right in the solar plexus, and lifts it off the ground and then pins it to the ground with the sword has gone into the dirt. I just, with no emotion, just reacts, just pulls the sword out, does one extra shot to the head because she's seen zombies before, and then pulls out the sword again and walks back.
Yeah, all of those Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead plays that you've heard about in Waterdeep, those are all very popular. You know about headshots. And yeah, as this thing dies, it's kind of half reaching out for its last little bit of pies. And it expires. And as you take a moment, having pretty much wiped out these zombies, you hear more behind you, and you turn around and see that there's 5 or 6 more now coming down the road. Most of them have managed to throw their pies. A couple of them are fumbling with it. They're not the most dexterous creatures. Some of them have pie on them. Most of the townspeople, the 40, 50 or so that were in here have either fled or are around safe corners and nooks watching you all with wide eyes, except for 2 figures who come walking out of the Rooster and Dragon. They are familiar to all of you as the proprietors of this inn and tavern, and Christoph and Marianne have a steely look on their face that you've never seen with these people before. They're usually warm, wonderful, hospitable people, but the both of them have this hard look to their older faces. They kind of nod at each other, and he holds up something in his hand, and yeah, Vance, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
Okay, can I add that when Vance wipes the pie from his eyes, he looks around at the dead zombies and is looking for the voice that he heard while he was blinded. And he turns to the turtle and he says, "Little turtle, have you seen a divine nearby? I swear it must have killed these zombies when I wasn't looking. I swear I could hear it around somewhere."
I believe that there was no divine around. I came up and helped.
Oh. Okay, well, that's good work then. Anyway, hello, and I turned to talking to people.
You're welcome.
I walked out of the inn. I rolled a 20 for, or 19 plus 1 for the perception.
Excellent. You notice that he is holding a holy symbol in his hand. He actually, and you do recognize it, it is the holy symbol of Torm. He says some words under his breath. You can see Marianne is kind of supporting him as he says these things, and it emits this blinding bright light that swoops down over towards the zombies and just disintegrates them, leaving pie and bits of clothing left over as they are wiped clean from the face of the planet. And he staggers a bit and she holds him up, and everybody kind of starts coming out of hiding as these were the last little zombies that needed to be taken care of. And Marianne looks at you and says, "Thank you so much. I was afraid we were not going to be able to handle those all. Oh, this is such a disaster. Oh, are there any more? Have you seen any more?"
I think you handled it. Are you a paladin too? Hello.
The heck was that?
And the gentleman, Christoph, he looks tired and haggard and worn. And she says, come inside. Come inside. Let me see what I can do. You can get cleaned up and everything." And she helps him back inside the inn.
Well, good work, strange team I just met. Do we want to check up with the rest of the people? I don't know what's going on here. I'm just working, you know.
I mean, as long as I can get this pie out of my hair and off my face, I'm good. Let's go back inside.
Oh, yeah,
Where
do
do
you
I
want to
get
collect
one
any
of those
pies? Yes.
We should definitely collect some pies.
Yo, I've been drinking at this bar for years, and I didn't know Christoph and Marianne had it like that. What the heck?
Yeah, there's something, huh?
I think that before we go any further, we shouldn't let these pies go to waste, though.
Yes. Can I do it an insight check or something to see if there are any pies that haven't been spoiled by the zombies or the mud?
I would love, give me actually an investigation check as you guys, and anyone can give this to me as you search around for the remains of useful pies.
I got an 11.
I got a 4.
I got an 8.
I have a 13.
Excellent. Ponyboy and Vance, you find the same single pie that had been thrown and managed to land face up. It's got a little bit of mud on its crust, and you probably don't want to eat the part where the zombie was holding onto it, but otherwise, you think you could cut around and still have a pretty nice pie. At least 4 pieces or so, maybe a few more if you make them small.
Okay. Let's split it.
Yeah, we'll
Okay,
split it.
I'm okay with that. We could give them to the people that just did the holy thing. Maybe they'll be grateful. We brought them a pie.
I mean, or we could keep the pie for ourselves. We
Okay.
do deserve it.
That's fair. We did kill the zombies. Okay, I'll take half. Are we all splitting it with 4s?
I would love some pie.
Okay. All right. 4 piece for all. Gather around, everyone, and we awkwardly cut the pie.
You just want to just out there like with your sword cutting the pie.
Long sword, like I'm like holding with 2 hands, like shaking a little bit as I'm like trying to get a good angle.
Absolutely.
This is the most delicious thing I've ever had in my life.
And it is really good. Like, for all that these zombies are creatures of death and destruction and look like they haven't been alive in years, decades, this pie looks like it might have been made last night. And it is delicious.
How is that possible? I'm just voicing it out loud.
What would you
we
like to do?
Roll like an Arcana check on the pies, maybe see if they're magic in some way.
Absolutely.
That's 11 for me.
Doesn't seem to be a magic pie. Probably a
Pies are
good thing,
safe.
too, as you've already had a lot to eat of these pies.
Yeah.
From inside the inn, you hear Marianne going, well, when you're ready, just come on inside. I'll make some coffee or something. We can talk.
Oh, coffee goes great with pie. We should go.
I agree. I want to find out what the hell that magic was. So I'm going to go inside for some pie and coffee.
I'll follow.
I will follow all of you.
All right. You guys all head inside, wiping the last bits of zombie and pie from your face. You can see Marianne has her husband propped up in a chair. He's holding a steaming mug, and she's put a blanket around him. He looks pale and haggard. She's rooting around looking for some more mugs. The patron that was inside before is still conked out, doesn't seem to notice anything. She quickly makes up some coffee for all of you, starts to hand you forks and plates, and then, you all seem okay. All right, no, that's just fine. All right. Yeah, so that was fun. Christoph,
Does that
I haven't...
happen often?
Sorry. No, it's okay. Here? No, we haven't had anything bigger than a bear come after this town in a very long time. That's why we decided to retire here, because we were looking for someplace quiet. Neither of us have had to do any kind of turning of any undead in a very long time. Is this something you've all encountered?
No.
I've encountered many bad things among my travels.
And
Zombies are one of them.
Not usually with pie, though. That was new.
The pie was new.
The pie is new. I wonder who this guy sleeping in the bar is.
Oh, him? Oh, don't worry about him. Kelvin will get up in the morning. He'll be fine. I'm just glad none of those creatures got in here. Thank you, by the way. We were able to take care of those last couple, but honestly, I don't think I could summon any more magic myself. Frankly, I'm surprised that Christoph was able to do anything. See, we're usually the ones that can protect this town, but neither of us are in any condition anymore to be able to do any of that. And it was through the blessings of Torm and Tyr that you all were here, and hopefully you can figure out where these zombies came from. Because mark my words, zombies, they don't just appear. They don't just show up with dessert. They're always asking for something.
Right. What do they want? Do you have any idea?
I have frankly no idea. I've never seen that kind of thing before. I guess we can try to figure out where they might have come from, because they've always been made by someone. There's some necromancer somewhere. There's some grave that got dug up. There's some curse that's going on. I've done enough adventuring in my life to know there's always something going on. It's never just zombies with treats.
Well, if you've lived here for so long, do you know of any place nearby that we could start looking?
Not offhand, although, Vance, didn't you say that you're working down at the Dank Draft farm?
Yeah. Vance sighs heavily. Yeah, technically I'm the farmhand at the moment, but I don't like to go. I guess I could stop by and check up on the family.
That might be a good place to go. This town is really small, and those pies seem to be pretty fresh. If they were going to pick up that kind of cream and pies from anywhere, Nathaniel's farm is the only place I know of where they can get that.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there a baker in this town, and can we apprehend him yet?
Well, I don't know if you want to apprehend her, but yeah, Juliana, she does a little bit of the baking and cooking. Not pies like that. Honestly, those were impressive. And she kind of
Maybe
points to
she's gotten better. We should bring her here at once, and we can question her.
Okay. Well, I want to stay with Christoph because we're pretty ill, and him being able to pull up that kind of devotion that was rough on him. And you hear him still wrapped up in the blanket holding this mug of coffee, and he's like, I'm fine, I'll be okay.
And says, as a fellow paladin, I know what that's like. All right, 100%.
And that kind of brings Christoph out of this glazed-eyed stupor, and he says, yes, a paladin. If there are more zombies, paladins.
It's me.
Torm, forgive me. I'm not strong enough to do this anymore. And
yes, Torm, forgive you. I'm good. I'm strong still. Young. Pointing at himself.
Marianne,
So-
go ahead.
Solar's kind of butts in and says, the love you have for your husband warms my heart.
Thank you. We've been together for a very long time. We've saved each other's lives many, many times while we're on the road. We've had some good friends, but there comes a moment where you need to stop running around going through tombs, and you need to just settle down somewhere. And this was where we decided. But before that, the both of us were paladins. We were both out there trying to do good, trying to do what you fine young folk are doing, and it warms my heart to know that you are out there carrying on the legacy of being brave fate changers like we used to be.
Yes, I do love Shantae, the goddess of agriculture.
And she gives you this weird look. I don't know why you keep saying whatever. Well, if you want to talk to the only person in town that I know that does any kind of baking is Juliana. The only place in town within 50 miles of here that I think that you could get the kind of cream to make those pies would be down at the Dark Draft farm. So you want to go check them out. Did you see anything on the bodies? Was there anything? I know you killed a whole bunch of those things. Was there any clues on those bodies?
Pies were fresh.
They did.
Dead, fresh and dead as a zombie could be. Did you examine them at all? Did you take a look? You guys knew it.
We didn't really think that far ahead.
now that you mention it, I feel like we should go back outside and see if we can find anything.
Can we remember anything? Is there any role to like have remembrance of what we saw?
Well, you didn't really take that close of a look, but considering the zombies are right outside, you know where to go. Marianne gives you a kind of a grandmotherly pat on your cheek, Freya, and says, "That's okay, dear. None of us start off knowing how to do this kind of thing. You know, when they just start calling you an adventurer, you just kind of make it up as you go along. But yeah, go see if you can find out anything on those zombie corpses, and maybe there's some more clues. And I'm gonna bundle up this one into bed. Come on, let's go." And he goes, "I'm fine. I'm fine." And she kind of slowly starts to get him into bed.
All right, so let's go outside, guys. Let's check it out.
Sure.
Go right ahead.
All right.
Would you like me to join you?
You're wrapped up in this crazy story too. Why the hell not? Come on, let's all go outside.
Can I get
That is
L to
awful.
go? Can I get an L to go? A little
I think
L.
you've had enough ale, don't you?
I
Mary-
worked up a little taste for all this zombie killing.
How about we check out the zombies, and if we find anything, we'll have some ale after that. Can we compromise?
Sounds good to me.
All right, let's hurry this up.
All right.
All right, you guys head outside, and since you've only been gone for a couple of minutes, the street's quieted down, and it doesn't look like anyone was willing to touch the 4 zombie bodies that were sitting there on the ground in various states of decomposition, in various pieces, as several heads were taken off, 1 arm was taken off, and bits of pie everywhere. So I would love for anybody that's interested to roll investigation checks if you'd like to take a closer look.
For
Oh
sure.
yeah, I got a 20.
20? That's a D20?
That's a D20, and add your investigation.
I got
Ooh.
15 in total.
15.
And an Ocho total.
I got a 20 plus my investigation.
I got an 18.
I got 20.
All right. Solaris, the smell coming off of these zombies mixed with the sweet, fresh pie. During the fight, you were focused enough to ignore it, but now, oh, it's bad, and you just have a hard time really focusing on these zombies. The rest of you kind of pick a body and gently paw through and see. They don't really seem to have much on them, but Freya, you notice that the one that you're looking at, one of the headless ones, actually, you very gently pull off the back of the shirt kind of to check out the body, and you notice there's a strange marking that's doesn't seem to be something that was, it seems to be recent. Almost looks like a tattoo or burn mark, and it seems to be antlers, 4 on one side, 4 on the other. And Ponyboy, as you are looking over your body, you find a similar marking on the shoulder of the zombie that you're looking at. And Vance, you very quickly go pick up one of the zombie heads that have been sliced clean off, and nothing on the front. You would have noticed something on the front, but as you turn it over, on the back of the neck, you notice this little burnt-in marking. And go ahead and, the 3 of you, roll me religion checks.
Ooh.
Religion checks?
Yeah.
I got 9.
10.
I got 8. Is there any modifier on that?
You would know. It would be religion.
Is it in that skills?
Yep, it's in skills. It should be under religion.
Oh, plus 1, so 9.
All right. Doesn't really come to mind for any of you what this thing is. It looks like a symbol of some sort, but don't really recognize it. But it does seem to be on all 3 of the zombies that you guys have.
Can I, so part of my, we haven't really gotten to this part of my character, but I do have a little dictionary of holy symbols. Can I check it up in that dictionary? Would I be able to like scan through and see like if I get, a chance to look at it, recognize it?
Yeah, sure. It's going to take you a moment as you kind of have to do a little bit of scanning and looking, since it doesn't come to mind. So you start to look through the book. What would the rest of you like to do?
I'm wandering around going, this smells terrible, yet also delicious. I think I'm going to be sick and happy.
Happy sick. How would the rest of you? Would you like to do anything? The street seems to be fairly clear, as people have noticed that the danger has been taken care of and gone back to their beds.
I want to start looking through the rest of the zombie bodies to see if they have anything on them, any weapons, any gold, mostly gold, anything. Mostly gold, just looting.
Okay. You take a quick search through the rest of the one that you were looking at and go to the 4th one that no one's really touched yet. Nah, there's nothing on these guys. They barely have rags on them. It's pretty depressing.
Wow, dead and useless. Great.
Can I, I'm gonna look at the ale and be like, oh, how about that beer? How about that ale? Oh, well, wait, can we get some ale?
Would you like to go back inside and ask for an ale?
I'd like to ask for an ale while they figure out what they're doing out here.
All right. While you guys head back on inside, or at least Ponyboy heads back on inside, Vance, go ahead and roll me a d20.
14.
No, you haven't found it yet. You're still looking. Still searching,
Dang.
still searching, still searching. You're pretty positive it's in your
I know it's in here somewhere. I've seen this before.
You've got that Gods for Dummies book, and you're gonna
Yes.
find it in here at some point. You know. How about the rest of you? Anything else you would like to do?
I think Solaris is a little overwhelmed by the stench of these zombies now, and she starts following Ponyboy back towards the bar just to get away from it.
Sure. And how about you, Freya?
Yeah, I figure might as well. Ale sounds good.
Okay.
Head back into the bar.
As you get back in,
I'll be there soon. 1 sec. I'm almost done.
Vance is still thumbing through this book frantically as he's standing over the zombies. The three of you come back inside. Marianne is already kind of cleaning up and has refreshed your mugs of coffee and says, well, did you find anything?
No.
What we found were these weird markings, and none of us know where it's from, and
I'm working on it.
weird guy out there is flipping through some book, and we're lost. We don't know where to go with this.
Weird guy. You don't know him?
Never seen the guy before in my life.
Well, you have. I mean, you guys have all been in town for 3 days.
But I don't know who he is. I've never met him before, no.
So you were all just fighting together out there, and you don't know. And well, you should all introduce yourselves. I mean, I know you just fought and saved each other's lives and killed a whole bunch of zombies and ate a bunch of pie. And if that's not a reason to introduce yourself to a new friend, then I don't know what is.
Are you my friends?
I mean, I guess.
I'm overwhelmed with joy right now.
Are you?
My name is Solaris.
My name is Freya.
It is my pleasure. You are my new best friend.
That was quick. What about Golden Boy over there? What's your name?
It's Pony Boy, actually. I'm a gold dragon. I'm not really here to make friends, but y'all seem all right to me.
Vance, go ahead and roll another d20.
Okay. 11.
Nope, haven't found it yet.
All
Still
right,
looking.
continue on, guys.
You can hear them inside chatting. I mean, they're just inside the door, basically.
I'm Vance.
I am concerned, though, with this guy sleeping at the bar who hasn't woken up this whole time during all this ruckus.
Oh, don't you be worried about him. He comes in here practically every night and just has more than he can handle. And, God's willing, he never seems to have any kind of issues when he gets up in the morning. Don't you wish that you could just drink all night and pass out at the bar and wake up the next morning bright and bushy-tailed and ready to go? And some people just, well, I shouldn't think ill of my patrons, but I really wish that he would have a hangover every once in a while, because maybe he wouldn't get so drunk. Oh, I'm sorry. Vance, go ahead and roll another d20.
18.
Ah, yes. Here it is.
Ah.
It's right here on page 18. Like you skipped past it
Took
and
me
had
a
to go.
long time. Okay.
Well, it's in alphabetical order,
You're right.
and you would just kind of flip through the first, going very, very fast. And now that you've gone back and kind of taken a very careful look, the goddess Bathsheba uses this symbol.
Huh.
The
Goddess Bathsheba.
Yeah.
Can I read the description of
Bathsheba?
Bathsheba in the dictionary? In the
Sure.
Gods for Dummies book?
You come walking on in, finding her in your little Gods for Dummies book, and yeah, if you would like to read it off in character.
Okay. Howdy, y'all. Guess who found out the symbol that we were all looking at?
Was it you?
Yes, you guessed it.
You, Vance?
I'm
I
very
did.
happy.
Let me look up my book, my digital book. Yes, it says here, the goddess. Oh, Bathsheba. Okay, my bad.
I'll make your life easy. I'll give you
Yes.
guys the Cliff Notes version. So he starts to read out some information on Bishaba, who is not a nice goddess. She is the counterpart to Timora. Bishaba is the goddess of bad luck and misfortune.
What?
And Timora is her opposite, the goddess of good luck and good fortune. You don't usually see people worshiping Bishaba. She is the kind of person that you wish and pray to her when you're hoping she doesn't show up. Or you pray to her when you're praying to a whole pantheon, because if you don't, she'll get mad, and then she shows up, and then bad things happen. If you're traveling down the road and someone has been killed on the side of the road, there might often be a marker there that is kind of a little shrine to her that's usually antlers that are attached to a post. And as clear as you can see, Vance, that's her symbol, kind of crudely marked, burnt into these zombies.
Is there an actual holy symbol within these zombies? Like, is that acting as a holy symbol, or is it just a mark on it, like a brand?
You didn't find any holy symbols, so
Okay.
it seemed to just be like a brand. You didn't feel any magic coming off of them, but it is, I mean, zombies are bad luck, but it's a little weird.
Okay. Hey, so as a holy paladin, I know when I see a god symbol, and this right here is a god symbol, specifically the god symbol of Bishaba, and then I tell them about this that you said. So something's up to no good, and I don't think it's something with bad luck. So carry on.
You would also know that that is one of the holy symbols that you currently have in your bag.
Oh. I don't want to reveal this right now because that would probably put suspicion on me, so I will not say anything about that.
Sure thing. As you read off this entry, Marianne scratches her head and says, "That is perplexing. People don't usually pray to her at all. I've never heard of zombies having her marking. You'd probably want to find out if there's anything. I mean, maybe there is a temple to her around here, or a temple to Timora around here. And he's the best thing we have. I mean, when he's not a little insane, that he's pretty smart, and he's the best historian around here. And we just need to make sure that he's got his medicine in the morning, and he'll be able to tell you. He'll be able to research this area and find out for you what's going on."
All right, when you say insane, what do you mean by that?
Oh, kooky, bonkers, nuts, completely out of his mind. He was one of our friends who went on adventuring missions with us, and let's just say he cast a few too many spells that he shouldn't have been casting, and blew out the part of his brain that remembers when he's supposed to stop doing things. He's got a niece that stays with him, and we go by there on a regular basis, and we make sure that he's okay. I mean, he was one of the reasons that we survived, let's say, when we were doing some pretty dangerous things. So, but he was a big history buff in this whole area and all the Dale lands. And if anyone's going to know anything, he's going to know for sure.
Is he also the baker? No, that was the woman. She might know something about the pies. I'm still on this theory.
You can definitely talk to her if you like. Yulana, I mean, I don't know if she's awake now, but she might be able to tell you something.
I'm pretty sure that when zombies are involved, being awake doesn't matter. Where does she live? Let's knock on her door.
Yes, I like this thinking.
Well, she lives like the rest of us, right over there. And she just points down the way. And you guys know Boken, there are not enough buildings in this town to be a confusing place to go. And she just points a little bit down the way. She actually points to one of the few other stores in town. It's a place called Strings and Things that she seems to run, and none of you have been in there. She is the one who runs it, and all you know about this place is it seems to be like a catch-all place of random stuff. It's literally, besides the Rooster and Dragon, the only other store in town. And she points over there and says, I don't know if she got woken up by all the commotion that was going on out here, but you can definitely go talk to her. I'm sure she'd be happy to help however she could.
can we take a sample of pie with us before we go to compare it to the rest of the baked goods or see if she knows who might have baked this pie?
My thoughts too, elf girl.
I have a name. It's
I
Freya.
don't know it yet. Freya, hello. I'm Vance Shield, the paladin.
Yes, I heard earlier. Thank you.
Okay, sorry.
Thank you.
My name is Solaris, and Freya is my best friend.
Well, that's nice, and I pat Solaris on the head.
Why did you touch me?
I'm sorry, it just seemed, you look like a cute little turtle. I wanted to just pet you.
It's been years since a man has touched me.
So while this is going on, can I just walk outside, pick up a piece of pie, and start heading towards strings and things?
Absolutely.
I think he recoils a little bit. The last comment he follows after Freya.
All right.
Solaris sort of like just stares at Vance for a bit.
He watches Vance go.
Romance blossoming so early. How about you, Pony Boy? Are you following your new friends?
I'm rolling with you guys. I don't really know what y'all. I don't know if I even like you guys yet, but I'm rolling.
All right. Freya and Vance step outside in awkward camaraderie and find themselves a few handfuls of pie and head across the street. It's closed and the lights are off.
Hello.
As soon as you say hello, a light immediately goes on, and you hear, "Oh, yes, yes, is there, oh," and then there's the sound of 3 locks unlocking, and the door just slams open, and a woman is standing there that you kind of recognize, having hung out in town for a little bit. A very tall, slender female human, long, blonde, wavy hair, kind of tied back in a what seemed to have been a bun that's now just in disarray. Piercing blue eyes. She's got kind of pock-marked skin. It looks like she's been running around outside for most of her life and just seems hearty and hale and frazzled and frantic. And she goes, "Is there more zombies? Are there more zombies? What's going on? What? Oh, yes. Hi. Can I help you? You are, hi. Where's the zombies?"
The zombies are dead.
Okay,
We'd
good.
like to step inside and ask you some questions, if you will.
Are there zombies in here?
No.
Okay. Then we're not open until 9.
I'm the one asking the questions here, miss. Come on, gang. And I beckon for the rest of everyone to filter in.
Roll an intimidation check.
Shoot. Oh, okay, not bad. 19.
Okay. Her wide blue eyes get larger. You didn't think they could. And
Right.
she steps back and ushers you on into Strings and Things, which, as you can see by the front of the store, it's a 7-Eleven crossed with a Home Depot crossed with a bakery. It's kind of a mess of everything. There are shelves over on the right-hand side that seem to hold a wide variety of random pieces of crap. You can see on the left a lot of more useful stuff, tools, hardware, a lot of paint for some reason. And then down kind of the center aisle, there is a little bit of a bakery. You can see there's some bread, most of it at this point stale, leftovers, a little bit of fruits and vegetables, and Vance, you even recognize some of the bottles of milk from the Dark Draft farm that
Gotcha.
you've been helping with, and a couple of eggs. And she says, all right, come in. Eggs? And she just kind of points at this pile of eggs.
Yes, those are eggs. What I want to know is, do you have any pies for sample?
Pies? No, like what those zombies were throwing? No.
Can I insight check to see if she may have a pie somewhere?
Sure.
She's holding out on us. Insight 10.
She's not lying, but she seems to, in her panic to be forthcoming with you, forgotten about the apple pie that's sitting right there on one of the counters. But she does seem to be telling, at least she thinks she's telling the truth.
I point. I go, aha!
Oh, but that's the apple pie. No, those were big. Those were like cream. I don't do.
Cream pie.
Yeah, cream pie. No, I don't have any of the cream pies. I don't have any way of keeping them cold, keeping them fresh. How would I be able to keep them here?
Can we ask her, does she know where these cream pies came from that the zombies got?
You're gonna show her some of the pie, or you just?
I had like some of the pie left on my armor that fell from my mouth. I was like, who makes this kind of pie?
Like,
She goes in really close and sniffs it, and she says, "May I?"
Yeah, yes, you may.
And she takes like a finger of it off of your hand. Oh, those are the dark draft cows. Nope, I would totally recognize that milk. Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the freshest place that you can get would be them. I would bet. And she kind of looks at how dangerous all of you are looking and how dour some of you. She goes, I would definitely bet my life that that's where the pies came from. But not, I mean, Nathaniel's such a good guy, and Carly and Naomi, they're so sweet, and I don't think that they would have had anything to do with this, and definitely you should go check them out because, if they're in trouble.
shit.
They got some explaining to do.
And
They got some explaining to do.
she starts to cry a little bit.
Oh, okay. We believe you. I'm a paladin after all. I can't make everyone cry. It's okay. I give her a hug, whether she wants to or not.
You hug her, and she still has her arms to her side as you hug her, and she kind of sniffles and uses the side of your armor to wipe off her nose, and she goes, Why do paladins have? Why can you make people cry? Why is that a paladin power? I've never heard about that. Marianne.
No, I mean I can cure tears by doing good. That's what I meant to say. We'll save Nathaniel and Naomi and his wife. I forget. Shit.
Carly, and
Carly. Yes.
You would actually know that after a hard day's work at that farm today, that Carly and Naomi took a whole bunch of cows and goods and have left for several days to go to a nearby, much larger town where they could actually sell their stuff. So you do know right now that the only person at the farm as of this evening, when you came back to the town, is Nathaniel Darkdraft, your employer.
Well, I have some questions for that Nathaniel. Actually, I don't know if I can ask you this, but do I have a sense of how they have been to work with for the last few days? Like, under their employment? Do I have an opinion of them? Or do I know how, anything about how they are generally?
You definitely know how they are. They seem to be very happy folk. You were a little worried about Nathaniel at first because he seemed kind of gruff, but he's kind of he's a teddy bear. He seems to just be a teddy bear of a man. He was more than happy to, as you showed up, and he just basically said, you need a job, get to work, and got you a job. Carly has been a wonderful companion to him, and they've got an adult daughter who seemed to be more than happy to run around and take care of any odd chores. They seem to be, by all accounts from you, normal in every way. And they've got a lot of cows and chickens. Okay. And Juliana is still kind of, as you let go, she's still kind of standing there looking awkward and going, are you arresting me? What's going on? I don't understand.
You're okay. Go back to sleep.
Okay. I need you guys to leave first so I can lock up.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Okay, everyone.
Before we go.
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You should probably take a few bottles of those milks, for samples.
Yes.
Just for samples.
I milk the cows, so I actually own these, technically.
Okay.
Right. So I can just take a couple.
Yeah, I feel like it's evidence at this point, so we should.
Yeah, we have to seize what we can. But you're not under arrest for now. We'll come back to clear you officially.
Freya, go ahead and roll a persuasion check.
Sweet.
It's apparently you're playing good cop, bad cop here.
18 plus 2, 20.
She warms up a little bit and says, "Okay, all right. If it'll help, the dark drafts, yeah, sure." And there's 2 really nice glass bottled milks sitting there on the counter, and she says, "Yeah, when you're done, I mean, if you're gonna go help them, you could just go bring back the bottles, and then I won't have to worry about the bottle deposit or anything. But yeah, you go ahead, sure."
So I pick the bottles off the counter and say, "All right, let's head out, guys."
And before we leave, Solaris walks up to the woman and she says, "You are sad," and goes and gives her like this awkward hug, kind of trying to follow what Vance did.
Sure.
It's like stone face, just.
She once again, arms to her side, very awkward hug after being persuaded a little bit by Freya. Solaris, you feel Juliana very gently reach up with one hand to just pat the side of your shell, and say, "It's okay. It's all right. It's as long as I mean, are you okay? Are you okay? Everybody seems to need a hug. Do you guys need hugs?"
I'm
No,
okay.
I'm okay.
I'm good.
Really.
I'm good.
All right.
That one touched me earlier.
I'm like,
That's
So
how
what?
Hey, let's go.
that's how hugs happen.
strange one. This Solaris. A little strange.
That's all right. Strange is okay. It's a
I
nice.
hope I see you again someday. And then just turns and walks.
Okay. As you guys leave and she's left awkwardly standing there, both touched and horrified, and well, if you need anything, strings and things, tell your friends, and you leave. Very quickly after you've gone, you hear the as several locks go into place.
Right.
And what would you like to do?
Well, gang, I worked with the Dark Woods, or the
Dark Draft.
yes, Dark Drafts. My apologies. I worked with the Dark Drafts for 3 days as their hand at the stables, so I know where they live. I know them quite well. If you want, I can take you guys there. I don't know what's going on. Do you guys want to go back to the bar first, or is everyone
I
down?
said we go to your place of work there, Vance.
Yeah, how...
You mean to tell me you know where these pies come from and you don't know nothing what's going on? You ain't seen nothing.
Yes.
You were working there for
Zombie
3 days and nothing seemed strange. There were no zombies. There was no magic. You didn't sense anything strange.
I mean, I milk the cows. I set up the fences. It's really, to be honest, terrible work, and I
But now
hate
you're a
every
cow
minute of it.
milking paladin? You lead us to believe you're a cow milking paladin and all these zombies show up when you get to town?
Look, I didn't ask for the god that I picked out of my bag. I got Shantae, and she I have to do as Shantae would want, and she wants me to milk some cows, so I had to milk some cows.
All right.
I don't really trust you right now, Vance. I don't even know if I like you, but let's go to your place of work and find out what's going on.
At the very least, there may be more pie, and that should be enough reason for you, right?
The
You know,
pie
that's
was
enough
good.
reason for me.
Pie
Okay.
was good.
Good enough.
I will follow you wherever you go.
Great. Good. I love this crew. Let's go.
All right, Solaris, come hang with us.
I was going to offer you a bunch of gold, but apparently all I really got to do is put pies in front of your faces, or just desserts of any kind, and you guys are ready to
Definitely.
go. This is amazing.
I mean, gold too. Let's not forget about that.
All right. It is a quick walk outside of town, and it is very easy to reach the Dark Draft farm, especially for Vance. You know exactly where to go. And are you guys gonna be stealthy? Are you going to charge in, yelling and screaming? How would you like to go?
I think Vance would be pretty casual about it. Like he's
I think
just,
we just walk. We really beat up on some zombies. We ain't
Yeah.
scared of zombies.
yeah, I don't really feel much of a threat. I work there, so it's like, I'm sure they'll like sorting this all out. Like I'm not worried. I don't suspect them at this point. I think I'm more like, I'm sure they have a reasonable explanation for it.
As we get closer to this farm, though, can I do a perception check? Because I'm suspicious.
Sure. As you kind of have to go off of a dirt path a little bit, and you can see the break in the tree line where this farm is coming up. And as you're getting close, go ahead and roll a perception check.
15 plus 1, 16.
So you are familiar enough with just this farm in general, having passed by it. Once again, tiny town, 3 days being here, nothing else really to do. So you know where it is. You expect to see the cows. You expect to see the chicken pen. You expect to see the large farmhouse with the attached barn over on the side. It's very usually pastoral and gorgeous, and the cows usually aren't laying down. That's a little odd. The cows are also usually moving. That's a little odd. And in the moonlight and with your dark vision, there's something weird about those cows. And there's a lot of them.
Huh.
Huh.
Laying down and not moving. Why do I feel like those cows are dead?
As we're walking, Vance goes, I can't wait to introduce you guys to Bessie. She's my favorite of the cows. She recognizes me when I come up and runs to me.
And I stop you and I say, look, buddy, I wouldn't get too excited. Those cows look super messed up.
What? And I squint with my human eyes in the dark, see if I can see anything.
You just kind of see very indistinct mounds on the ground. You can't make out what they are, but you do notice in the moonlight the absence of anything, of cows.
I feel like we should be a little bit more cautious going forward because something feels wrong.
Is there okay. Can we check for magic around here or anything?
Yeah, would you like to, as you get a little closer, roll an Arcana check?
Yeah, I would like to roll that Arcana check.
All right, you guys kind of come up to the very edge of the tree line where, Freya, you'd seen about 25, 30 feet ahead of you into this field where normally you would just kind of walk through this field towards the house. These mounds of laying down cows are, and what'd you get for your Arcana?
7. -7, -1.
There's no magic around here. It's
Hey, guys,
unmagical.
I'm not sure if there's any magic around here or not, but right now, there's no magic.
Okay, I have an idea. I have an idea too, and I reach into my bag and I reach, I guess, around my neck and pull out the symbol I have on currently, which is the nature goddess. Is it Shantae? Is that how to pronounce it?
Sure.
Okay.
Shantae.
Yeah.
I think it's. I've been doing Shantia, but
okay. Vance
sure.
takes out Shantae, the nature goddess. I beseech you. And then he gets on his knees and he like runs his fingers through the grass and kind of lays down on it. And he's just like, is there something amiss with my cow friends? Please answer me. And I guess it's divine sense is the trait I'm trying to evoke. We'll see how successful it is.
Yeah, so divine sense, you can sense good or, is this the good or evil? Which one is divine sense? It actually...
I think you can specify, but I guess I would look for undead because I think that's a specific thing I can look for.
Oh yes, you can definitely look for undead. What's the range on your divine sense?
I believe it is... let's see, the D&D Beyond doesn't have a range here. I maybe 60 feet?
Sure.
Oh yeah, 60 feet. That's it. I
Awesome.
can search for undead within 60 feet.
That's a spell?
Yes.
Awesome.
It's
awesome with that spell. Thank you so much.
He gets low to the ground, feeling the wet grass in the early morning, gives this prayer out to Shantia, and activates divine sense. And you know that scene in Aliens where for a moment on the radar there's nothing and then it goes boop, 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 boop.
Yeah.
Yeah, your divine sense does that. Like in front of you, it just pings a wall of undead. And as you go, please move me, you hear about 25 feet away, you hear, "Moo." And you look up and one of the cows lying on the ground has kind of raised its head in an awkward angle and goes, "Moo."
Bessie!
And very slowly it starts to stand up. As it stands up, even those of you without dark vision can see someone used it for a stake and then raised it from the dead. Is this decrepit cow, half of its face just missing as it has slothed off, part of its body already decomposing as it's been lying there in the mud. And it takes a whole 30 seconds for this to stand up on 4 wobbly legs, and it goes...
I get back up to my feet and take out my weapons and say, we have to do this for Bessie. And I run at the cow.
As you start to run out the cow, you notice that the two around the cow that stood up are also starting to stand up.
I run back towards the crew. Too many.
And then you notice 3 or 4 more are standing up, and they're all standing up with this kind of, cows already kind of have kind of a half-dead look on their face, but like even more half-dead because they are undead. Your divine sense is just pinging all over the place. They're all, and they're all slowly rising to their feet.
I tell them I think I used divine sense, and I think they're all zombie cows based on what I could sense. Also looking at them too.
You sense 4 more now come into your range on the left side, and you see very slowly through the trees shambling cows coming towards you intently. And you guys are very slowly being surrounded by cows.
Solaris puts her hand on Vance's shoulder, says, I can murder Bessie for you if that is what you want.
Yes, turtle friend, Solaris, that is what I want.
And then she grabs her bow and starts prepping it.
Make it painless, please.
All right.
Make it painful, please.
Very slowly, 3 or 4 more groups of them start to get up as Bessie is now starting to move towards you on decrepit legs. But there is a good 15, 17 cows. Vance, you do know that even after they took some of the cows away for selling at the market, there's probably about 30 dairy cows and a bull on this farm.
Ooh.
I warn everyone about that, especially the bull. There may be a zombie bull here, guys. I think we can take the cows, but horns are not so good.
Solaris?
Yeah, I feel like cows aren't too much of a threat, but something undead with horns could be painful.
Solaris, I'd love for you to roll an attack on Bessie.
All right. There's going to be a notched arrow attack, which is a... where did it go? So this is going to be a +4. Oh, there's a 1. Nat 1, so 5.
You already have this what you feel is a deep connection to your friend Vance. And so for a moment, it pains you to shoot this creature, and your arrow goes wild.
Vance isn't looking. Is it done? Is Bessie down?
Can I sigh and step up to the plate and get out my bow and try and take a shot?
Sure.
All right.
Same thing. Go ahead and roll an attack.
All right, 14 plus 5 to hit.
Oh, yes. You hit
All
the
right.
zombie cow.
And then 1d6 plus 3 for damage. So 6 plus 6, 12.
Nice.
I mean, 6 plus 3, 9. That's the one.
Describe in gory detail the death of Bessie.
So as I loose my arrow, I smile, knowing that this arrow is going right on target as it slices right through Bessie's eye and hits her brain. And I can see the last little bit of light leave her eyes as she lets out a horrible and collapses to the
Vance
ground.
starts wailing.
Yeah, Vance, so Solaris, reaches over and, covers Vance's face, awkwardly trying, instead of just covering the eyes, just, grabs the front of his head and then the back and, pulls him towards you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
He sobs into Solaris's turtle shell.
Oh. You guys have a very touching moment as you mourn the loss of Bessie. And then your divine sense continues to ping as probably about 20, 22, 23, 24, 25 undead cows are starting to surround you.
And I say, all right, guys, I'm sorry your freaking pet cow is dead, but I feel like there's more of a pressing matter right now.
I don't care about these damn cows. We need to kill them.
Agreed.
Okay, fine. And I wipe my tears and I ready my mace and I say, for Bessie, or longsword, for Bessie.
From the barn, as you guys ready your weapons, facing down this horde of cows, a herd of cows? A cow herd of hordes,
Yep.
something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that. You hear for Vance, the familiar voice of your employer, Nathaniel Darkdraft, from the barn about 50 feet away, up on what seems to be the second floor, looking out of a window, and he goes, "Don't be dumb! Get inside before the bull sees you! Come on!" And he seems to be waving you towards the barn.
Okay, you don't gotta tell me twice. Everyone, let's go.
Are you guys
it's our
going to
only
stay?
option.
Well,
I run to the barn for sure. I'm out of here.
you guys could stay and fight if you would like, or you could run away.
I trust
or
my employer.
Whatever you'd like to do.
I will go to Nathaniel's aid. It's me.
Let's get some more information from Nathaniel before we fight anybody.
Yeah, either way, if this guy is behind it or if he's just willing to help, we'll either get information or be safe for these hordes of undead cows. So I'm in, let's go.
I don't wait for anybody, and I run directly to the barn.
All right, as you guys start to book it towards the barn, I would like all of you to make either acrobatics or athletics checks. I'll let you guys decide to see how well you dodge and duck and weave out of the way of all of these zombie cows.
All right. What's that, a plus 20? Is that a 20, D20?
D20 plus either your athletics or your acrobatics, whichever.
All right, if I'm doing acrobatics, I rolled a 20 in total.
Sure.
Yeah, I threw a 17 acrobatics. So.
Okay.
I rolled a 10 plus 4, 14.
Nice.
I got 14 athletics.
Okay, you guys, as you start to book it towards this barn, as the cows are closing in, a couple of you nimbly dodging out of the way of snapping teeth in this direction and a lazy hoof in that direction. Some of you just kind of marshaling some of these undead cows out of your way, pushing them and elbowing your way through the herd as they close in around and behind you. As you're about halfway towards the barn, go ahead and make one more check for me, either athletics or acrobatics.
13 athletics for me.
Ooh, I have a 1.
I have an
plus
8.
4. 1 plus 4.
I have 8 in total.
I got 8 in total as well.
All right, Vance, you continue to push these cows out of the way. Maybe it's your familiarity with these cows, but you are able to just make it through. The rest of you, however, the teeth are rotting and they're mostly for chewing, but when they clamp down on you guys as you go by, it still hurts. So each of you, there it is. Each of you are going to take 7 bludgeoning damage as cows either kind of grab, one of them gets your side, one of them gets one of you by the arm, and you're just nipped and bit as you run on by. And you make it to the door of the barn, and Vance, you're the first one there, as you've been able to duck and weave out of the way, slam against the door of the barn, and you hear upstairs, you hear, I'm gonna open it, I'll be down there in a second, and turn, and you can see the cows are 40, 35, 30 feet away, advancing towards you as you hear Nathaniel running downstairs to unlock the doors. What do you want to do?
Nathaniel, I'll give you 5 seconds and then I'm smashing this thing down.
I need 7 seconds. Give me 7 seconds.
Let's bargain and say 6.
I'll get 6.5. I'll be there.
Okay, good enough. And I'm ready to hold off for 6.5 seconds exactly. And if it's not that, then I'm smashing the door.
Okay, what are the rest of you doing?
I mean, I ready my bow as best I can, being damaged, because it looks like there's either about to be a fight or we're getting saved. There's no way around it.
And I pull my short sword while still working my way towards Vance. Like he's sort of my target I'm heading at.
Oh yeah, you've all kind of arrived at the doors of this barn as the horde. They're not as fast as you. You just kind of had to weave your way through them. So you're just gonna ready in case they get to you.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
like prep an attack. Like get ready to go.
Pony boy, how about you?
I'm ready. I got my rapier out, and I'm ready to rock and I don't know what's going on. I'm ready to rock and roll. Or get saved.
All right. Over the next 5.5 seconds, as the cows they get closer and closer. They get within about 10 feet of you, and you hear ka-chunk, and the doors come inward as Nathaniel pulls them open and says, "Get inside! Get inside! Get inside!"
Vance gets everyone else inside before he goes in and last.
You guys all rush inside. He quickly grabs the door and pushes. It's those double doors. They've opened inside, and he closes one. He says, "Someone get the other door!"
I will. I'm big and strong, and I stand up and push at the other door to try to hold it.
All right. You're very capable of closing this door, but there is a zombie cow right there. It's going to be an 18 versus AC.
AC is 18.
All right, it does manage to nip you just as you close the doors for 6 bludgeoning damage. As it grabs kind of the corner of your arm as you're pushing close the door. Nathaniel grabs the big bar that locks this thing and toof. Oh, heifers. I knew we should have gotten into pigs instead of heifers. Are you guys okay?
That smarts, Nathaniel, and I'm rubbing the zombie bite, and he says, "What the heck is going on here?"
Oh, this evening has been a disaster ever since you left. I'm just glad Carly and Naomi are not here. This is. Did you see the bull? Did you see the bull?
Thank goodness. I know that boy. What's his name?
Bart.
Gregory? Bart, you're right. I forgot. Bart.
Bart's out
there. That guy's a bastard.
Oh, he's the only one that managed to not get turned into whatever the heck those things are. When that guy showed up and he just slaughtered everything, and it was insanity. It was ridiculous. It was insane.
All right, hold on. Back up. That guy, who are you talking about? Who showed up?
I don't know who he was, but I was here in the barn just taking care of a couple of things and, cleaning stuff up and getting ready for closing all the cows in the barn. And then I just heard this horrible wailing and screaming, and I looked outside, and there were all these undead humans, and they were killing all my cows, dead, and now risen, and now undead. How hard is it to milk an undead cow?
I wouldn't recommend it. Lots of blood gets mixed in.
No.
It's gross.
No, it's going to bring down the resale value, that's for sure. Anyway, they just slaughtered all the cows and then went into the house, and I was able to lock myself up in here. And then all the zombies were in there doing all sorts of stuff. I don't know what they were doing, but they were in there for hours, and then they all left. And every time I tried to leave here, there was this horde of zombie cows out there. And it's just me in here.
You have a zombie party up in here, huh?
Yeah, it sounds like it.
All the zombies. There's just... it's ridiculous. And
And
Bart's out there somewhere, and he's mad as hell, and he's gonna gore someone if he doesn't find out something else to do. I don't know. I don't want to be the one that has to calm him down when he finds out that all his heifers are undead.
I've always been great with Bart. You say that he's not a zombie right now. Maybe we can...
Oh, I don't know if he's a zombie or not. I saw him running about. I saw him killing zombies. I saw him killing other cows. I saw, how when he gets mad.
Yeah,
what he can do with those horns.
Yeah, he really uses them.
Yeah, you don't want those horns going up. Who are you guys anyway? I mean,
these are my buddies. I found them in town. We fought some zombies, actually. I guess they showed up to town, so we got rid of them, and then thought we'd check up on you guys, because... where you make pies here, right? Where did you keep those?
Well, we make some pies. It's mostly we just make the milk and the cream. But it would be in the farmhouse. That's where Carly would have made a whole bunch of them. So.
Well, I got some bad news, Nathaniel. I think we know what they were doing in there in the farmhouse.
Were they drinking all my milk?
No, worse. They were baking pies.
Were they
When they showed up in town, they showed up with your pies, and they were delicious.
Well, they were delicious.
Very delicious.
They were delicious.
They were good, for sure.
Maybe I can hire this crazy robed guy who brought all the zombies. Pies? No.
I don't think you want to hire a guy who weaponizes your pies.
They were he used my cream to make pies to throw? Who throws pies? That's ridiculous.
Apparently zombies.
Wow.
They were delicious, though.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed in there, but they were in there for hours, so I guess they were making these pies. Now he was creepy dude. As I said, I haven't been able to get out of this barn. Every time I try to leave, even when all the heifers are lying down, eventually Bart sees me, sniffs me. I hear him charging towards me. I come back in here. I've just been up in the hayloft drinking.
So do you think the robed guy is still in the farmhouse? You said lots of the zombies left, but...
I didn't see him leave, so he might still be there.
But there's a bull in between us and him.
Yeah, one really angry bull. You don't want to get those horns.
We got to kill it. Problem
Oh,
solved.
we don't have to kill Bart. Come on, Bart.
I'm pretty sure we have to kill
Bart's
Bart.
not. He's got a temper, but
Bart
he's
seems like kind of a dick.
Bart
say
and
we-
Bessie got along real well. Bessie
say
was
we
the only one that
kill-
calmed Bart down.
And guess what? Bessie now has my arrow in her skull.
And
So-
whose fault is that? Oh, wait, you killed her, Solaris?
No, Solaris
I'm
missed,
fighting.
and I had to clean up Solaris's mess. So I say Bessie and Bart should have matching arrows in their skulls. We go find this rogue dude.
I don't know about this. Nathaniel, come on, talk some sense into her.
Well, I mean, if she was a zombie,
And that hesitation is all we need. Who's ready to kill a bull?
Yeah,
Well-
if they're zombies, let's kill them.
all I ask is that if Bart hasn't been turned into one of those undead things, that you try to kill him quick, because then we can still turn him into steaks.
Agreed.
Okay, all right. I know the last time I saw Bart, he was over there on the north side, on the north field, because he got bored of the zombie cows because they're slow and dumb. I mean, cows, they're slow, they're dumb. Who knows? But they're over there. So I mean, you could go kill him, or if you think that you're sneaky, you can just try to sneak over to the house, or if you want to do something else, because I can't deal with my entire herd are all just dead and
Okay.
risen.
I have a
Weird.
couple ideas. And Nathaniel, first things first, how long are Naomi and Kathy gone?
Oh, they're gonna be gone for a bunch more days. It's gonna take them
Okay.
forever to get to town.
So they're good. Second question, do you have any like cow pelts lying around? I think maybe, see, I know Bart pretty well, and I think after having spent so much time with the cows, I think I could mimic a cow well enough that maybe we could win Bart over on our side. What do you think, gang? You down? You ever seen one of those plays where they're like two people in the horse costume and they're like taking turns like being the horse? We just do that with cow, and then Bart fights for us.
The second something goes wrong, I turn him into steak.
I'm with you. I think we should kill the cow. He can hurt us if we don't kill him.
How about
I
this?
say we
Golden
give
Boy,
him-
you can be the head and you can breathe fire as the cow if in case shit goes awry. But
I'll have my fire ready to go. I'll give
Okay.
you one shot to do it. If not, we're gonna torch him.
then you can turn him into steak with your fire breath. I totally give you that. But let's try this cow mimic thing first because I really have a good feeling about it.
All right.
All right. All right.
I can help you with a couple cowhides. We had to slaughter a couple, and he goes back into the back of the barn and rummages around and comes out with two just very classic black and white cow hides. They still smell a little bit. They're not quite cured, just enough to turn into anything usable, but they are also supple enough to be able to do something with. And he holds them out and says, I've never been into those weird puppet plays. Here. I'm gonna let you do this.
I love puppet plays. I'll handle this.
You're gonna puppet play the situation. Okay.
I also I want to cast Lay on Hands on everyone that was hurt real quick. I think I've got 5 uses of it right now, so I can do it 3 times to 3 of us that got hit.
Well, you should have as lay on hands. You should have like a stock of hit points, and you can
Right.
dole them out in any amount to any number of people. So you can.
Okay, so I only have 5 hit points to heal right now. Is that the
You've got
maximum?
Yeah, you've got 5 total, and you can give
Got it.
1 to everybody. You can give 4 here and 1 here. You can kind of choose who gets what.
Okay, how badly is everyone hurt? Because I'm a very bad healer right now, but I can do a little bit. So who needs some health?
I am quite hurt.
I did. We're all -7, right? We all get hit 7.
I was hit 6, so
We're hit 7.
I guess
Yeah.
I'll give everyone 1, and then me 2. No.
Well, good, Vance.
All right, you do a little bit of lay on hands, make everybody feel just a skosh better. As you guys are doing this, Nathaniel has gone back to the corner of the barn to look around for more stuff. You can see he also, every once in a while, pulls out a jug and uncorks it and gives it a and oh, my heifers, and goes back to looking around. And yeah, what would you like to do? He's handed you these 2
Okay.
cow hides.
So I mean, my vision of this is that like we arrange to be this Frankenstein cow puppet that like we like craft a head out of the hide, or at least some version of it that we can like, move it. I know this sounds crazy. So like, what do you think we're able to accomplish with our limited tools in this hide?
Oh, are you asking me?
Yes.
I think anything that you do is fantastic, and I would love for you to tell me.
Perfect.
You know what? Here's what we'll do. As you guys look at these two cow hides, as you think through all of the stuff that you have in your packs to make this plan work, to turn yourselves into a cow, to sneak your way into the farmhouse, to see what's going on in the farmhouse, to investigate a little bit more. As you guys have a chance to think about what you have on hand to make this plan work, we'll pick up right here looking at these cow hides and figuring out what to do next. So in my games, I like to give experience at the end of every session. Not only does that let me reward you guys at the end of every session for all the wonderful things you did, I also like giving experience for not just killing things, but for role-playing. And so I will give you a stock of experience that then you will split between the four of you. And for this wonderful game, not only did you kill 4 zombies, not only have basically we found out that the 4 of you are addicted to pies, which is very good to know.
Yeah.
I also, I really enjoyed, Ponyboy, your moment at the very beginning of the game when you decided that you were going to be a little too drunk to do anything. I thought that was funny. Vance, I love your little book of gods and what's going on. Freya, I liked your RP at the very beginning. You were like, there's stuff going on. I don't really care. And Solaris, every time you hug somebody and call them your best friend, it brings me joy. So with all of that, a total of 950 experience to split between the 4 of you. So that would be rounded down 237 experience for each of you. So go ahead and mark that on your sheet.
Okay.
Is there a place we can do that on D&D Beyond?
There is, and we'll go over that in a little bit. But for now,
I will just sit tight.
Yeah, you sit tight. We're going to get to that. But so mark down that amount. And before we go, I'd love to give you guys a chance to let people know where they can find you on the social medias. And also, if you've got anything special coming up between now and next week, Jack, why don't you go first?
Sure. You can find me on Twitter. I'm Jack_P on Twitter. I'm also on Twitch as well as Jack Patillo. You can see it spelled underneath there, 2 T's, 2 L's. And yeah, I'm over at Rooster Teeth and Achievement Hunter and making content all the time. So have fun. Go watch our stuff.
Excellent. Dante, go for it.
Yeah, you can follow me on all the socials, Facebook and Twitter and whatnot at Dante Bosco. And my Twitch is at Dante Bosco. And I guess next week, we're watching Avatar live. We're doing Let's Watch. I'm watching Avatar for the first time. So we just finished the first season of Water, and we're starting the second season next week. So come watch on my Twitch channel, and I have some surprise guests this week. So come watch it.
Nice. All right, and Kraken, how about you?
Hi guys, Kraken here. I am on twitch.tv/Kraken and YouTube at Kraken2. I make videos twice a week and Twitch stream 5 to 6 days a week. Lately, I've been doing a lot of Divinity 2, Original Sin, and I'm working on my own DM campaign to run people through on that as well. So that should be happening at some point next week or so.
Excellent. And Mika?
I am on Twitter and Instagram at Mika Burton, just my name, and nothing special other than some cool Halloween cosplay surprises that are going to be coming up. So follow both of those for that.
Excellent. And I am your humble DM, Lauren, aka Obo Crazy. Find me on all of the social medias at Obo Crazy. And next week we'll see what happens when our party becomes cows.
Totally normal.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.